Hey, so have you ever thought about using video to increase and accelerate your sales? Yeah, me too, right? So here's the thing. It's not as hard as you think. And today's guest is Todd Hartley. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you're doing. Thank you for being with me. Hey, so today I get to talk to Todd Hartley. He's my buddy. He's a go-to advisor for celebrities, world leaders, and enterprise businesses. His clients include, get this, Justin Timberlake, Tony Robbins, MD Anderson, and Home Depot. But he is best known for using the power of video to accelerate sales. Bada boom. That's why he's here. Now, you can find more about Todd Hartley on wirebuzz.com. And of course, he's on LinkedIn. He drops smart bomb videos every single day. And today, he's going to talk to us about how to leverage video to make more sales. What's up, Todd? How you doing, dude?
What is up? I love being here with you, Phil. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, man. Wouldn't have it any other way, man. You're my video guy. Right. So I count on you. But you were telling me off screen, man, video, did it kill you as the radio started? Did it change your life?
Yeah, a little both, right? So I used to be a talk show host in Arizona on the #1 station. And before I knew it, I was leading digital because my web project went crazy viral for iHeartRadio in LA for their largest national talk shows. But inside our iHeartRadio's database of like 100 million people, I could see that video was getting 10 times the results of everything else that we were doing. And this was 2003. So I made a commitment to myself that as bandwidth became available, that I would be the video guy.
The video guy. Well, that's awesome. That's why your LinkedIn URL is Video Todd, which is right. really smart. So yeah. So when you go speak, Todd, does video kill the radio star? Is that your walk-on music, or what would your walk-on music be?
Could be. You know what? I like this. I'm going to do it right now, right? Do you mind? I'm going to sing a call.
No, sing it.
In the Hall of Fame. You know that Hall of Fame song? I love that thing because it actually helps each and every one of us think about what our gurudom is. And once we understand our gurudom, like you have yours and I have mine, then we have the opportunity to use the power of video to amplify it so we can impact more people.
You mean we don't just get on video and start talking, Todd? Come on, man.
No.
No, good. So, okay. So first question, man. So how the heck do we figure out our gurudom? How do we get there? How do we find that so that we can amplify it?
Whatever advice you're giving on a daily basis, that's typically where your kingdom is, right? Where you rule. And so if you've got gurudom and you're providing advice and guidance that's helpful to people, the beauty of that is using that in video, because helpful is the new viral. And before we know it, the people that get hired are the ones that are perceived to provide the most value, the most help to help you achieve your goals. So you kind of wrap them up inside of these videos, use them to reel people in. But for inside sales teams, there's other ways for you to be able to crush your quotas that I know we're going to talk about. And I'm just super thrilled to introduce it, Phil, to you and your audience.
Wow, dude, I love that, man. Helpful is the new viral. Yes. That is fantastic, man. And I think that's totally true, right? I mean, we can post cat videos all day long, but that doesn't get us any results. We want stuff that's helpful, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? So 10 million views, I would argue, right? One view by the right person that gets you business is way better than one video that gets you 1 million views that nobody picks up the phone and calls you, right?
That's right. I actually think that people, when people approach me often, they're like, dude, we just need a viral video. And the more I start to work with them, what I realize is inside of that, we just need a viral video. What they're really saying is pump us leads, dude, fill our system full of leads. But the reality is when I dig in with our team here and we start doing their digital strategy, we realize that they're not even ready for leads because their sales process is a leaky bucket. And as we go through their sales process, leads are dropping out. So what value would adding more leads be when we're just creating larger and larger leaks that aren't realized? There's a smarter way to do it. And so the way that you transition people using video, the way that you communicate your core messaging, video allows them, it's like the fastest transfer of knowledge from your brain into their brain. And before you know it, everybody's on the same page. And how you use video is going to be different really for every business.
Wow. Awesome. So let's start at the beginning there. Let's talk about lead gen, right? And then let's move into prospecting and how our inside sales use it. So lead gen, right? So we know video, like you said, man, fastest path into the brain, because not only does it hit our ears, but it hits our eyeballs and often it hits our heart if we do this right. So Todd, is there some optimal length for video. I mean, I hear people say our attention spans are shorter than ever, but I would argue our attention spans for crap is shorter than ever because we have so many choices. So what do you think about video length?
I think your listeners should go back and listen to what you just said multiple times, because in what you just said is amongst the best wisdom for video. You see, most people, most marketers, most thought leaders are giving you really bad advice when it comes to video. Now, how can I be so certain? Because inside of our office, in those dark rooms back there where our team is cranking out videos and we're editing, we may edit 3,000 videos or over 3,000 videos for clients a year here. And I have access to the kingdom, which is the data. And inside of the data is where all your decisions are and where Phil's question lives. How long should a video be? And what we've discovered is there are different videos for different use cases. It's not one size fits all. And so seeking a specific number is a foolish strategy at the very beginning. Really, the goal should be, what are you trying to do with that video? And if you're trying to gain awareness on LinkedIn, it's a completely different video strategy than video on your business website. And I'm not going to mush those types of videos into the same kind and then throw you out a specific number like 87 seconds is the preferred amount. Plus, Phil, your business, explaining the value that you provide and moving somebody through that unique content journey or that value proposition journey is completely different than my business. So should I be giving an average? That's mushing all these businesses together, B2B and B2C and devices, electronic devices like an iPhone with a much more longer deliberate purchase, like maybe a CAT scan machine that takes 18 months for the knowledge to be transferred, right? So we have to think of these things as separate entities and first figure out, what are you trying to do? And then develop the right strategy around video.
Awesome. Start at the end, think about that, move towards that, really focus on that, right? Longer sales cycle, longer videos, because it takes longer to imprint in our brain. I love that. Love that. Love that.
But dude, all day long, I'm listening to smart marketers that have huge audiences give crap advice on video because they don't take the extra time to say a LinkedIn strategy is different than a strategy on your website. A webinar strategy is also video, and that's different. And also a little 30-second commercial on television is different. There's a lot of mushing in to the same pot.
Yeah. A lot of mushing in, right? We get a lot of stone soup there, which is videos, the turd in a punch bowl. Yes. And then we just all swarm around that, and we hope that we get lucky, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So cool. So let's not talk about length. Let's instead talk about the quality of the content, right? Do we have to?
Go ahead. Before we get off of length,
yeah.
If you're trying to get somebody to buy from you, longer videos convert at a higher rate. Okay. The people that are at the end of the videos are buyers. And there are tactics that Phil and I are going to get into in this conversation where I'm going to show you how to sniff out the buyers from the non-buyers so your team, your inside sales team, can prioritize who's ready to buy right now. And once you know that, people buy más rápido and your team's more efficient and revenue goes up like this.
Ooh, love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. So let's talk about some of those buying signals, Todd. Let's talk about how we get smarter about intent, right? It's how we can understand who is a buyer versus who is just a butt sniffer.
Yes.
Or even maybe a competitor that's trying to throw us off and try to make us feel like we're doing something good.
Okay, that sounds good. So on your website, there's different universes, right? You may be using LinkedIn to attract awareness, but on your website, you're going to want to use something other than the native LinkedIn video player, which I mean makes sense to all of us as we think about it. So what I want you to do is on your website, use a video player that's not YouTube. I want you to use this video player that is Wistia, Wistia. And for most businesses, this is the optimal one to use. It's inexpensive, and it also connects to your business's CRM. So if you're on Salesforce, you're going to need something like a marketing automation platform to bridge between the two, like HubSpot. But here's the deal. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where inside sales teams become rock stars. This is where we took our company, our sales team, and we decreased 66% of our sales cycles. So listen up. If you're interested in shorter sales cycles and having your salespeople earn larger commissions and stay longer and longer with the company, what you need to do is use a Wistia video player and connect it to your email and your CRM and your marketing automation platform, because every time somebody goes over, like let's say a magic amount of time, in our office, we call it the 80% mark. When somebody goes over the 80% mark, the sales reps get an email that says, John at Cedars-Sinai, if we're targeting a medical client, just watch 98% of this video, call him. And that info is there. So everything gets prioritized, and now your sales team isn't sharing equal time for cold leads that don't care. Make sense?
Wow, that's such a smart bomb, right? We want people to watch more of the video, not just people to click through our website, right? Because I think a lot of accidental intent happens there. And sometimes marketing, because they don't have the right tools, or they think that they're going to get stuff via SEO, which is often pure freaking magic, let's be honest, right? Doesn't really consider intent. So we got that, right? Our sales team does that. They have the conversation. Now let's say, Todd, that they want to follow up. What should they do on the next video that they do to follow up?
Okay, so on the next video to follow up, what they should be doing is going personal. The more personal, the more people lean in. You know, like Phil, I am a fan of a variety of different things in my life, but every time they come on the TV or they're in my newsfeed, I lean in. And the reason I do that is they're hyper relevant to me. So after a meeting with a prospect, what I would recommend inside salespeople do is jump onto a video tool like Wistia's Soapbox. I'm not making any money on this Wistia thing, but I'm hawking it a lot in this conversation because I use it and it works. And the trick I'm going to tell you right now, by the way, the trick I shared with you a moment ago with using the Wistia video player, the first time I did that in month 1, it generated $350,000 in new business for my company. Boom. The trick I'm going to teach you right now, in last month, generated $215,000 simply by doing a follow-up every time we meet them for the people that are not on the call or the decision makers that aren't in the room, or as more information for the people that were on the call. And what I do is I get onto Wistia's Soapbox. It costs $300 for the year, but I already told you, first time I use it, $215,000 in new revenue. And what I do is I paint the picture by using my slides and my face. So my face goes off to the side and my slides go over there. And the next thing I know, I'm walking people through the proposal or the questions that they asked. And I'm applying another layer of customer service, because I know that nobody buys through confusion. People buy when they experience massive clarity, and the one that gets hired is the most helpful one. So I have to demonstrate my willingness to bring them along the journey educationally. So when it's time to present a proposal, there's no option for them but to do business with me, because they already know, like, and trust me, and I provide them massive clarity.
Wow. That's mind-blowing. So what do you tell those sales folks, though, Todd, that are scared to be on video? How do they get over that? What's the first step, other than obviously get over it, right? What's that first step, though, that they have to take in order to get better?
Video is your prospect's language. First, I want to tell you the stats. Then I'm going to tell you how to get over it. Video is your prospect's language of love. They can watch you multiple times. People want to make eye contact, right? And in this world of inside sales, they also want to feel like they know you. So they need proximity. And so when people watch a video, now they're 4 times more likely to watch a video than to read text. They're also 2 times more likely to open that video, that email that's in a video, if you put the word video in the subject of the email. Why? Because people are lazy. So make it easy for them. And then when people watch videos, they're 85% more likely to buy. Cha-ching. That's the whole goal. So psychologically, all the tools are to your advantage. Now, how do you get over being uncomfortable on camera? Well, there's a variety of different ways. First and foremost, repetition as Tony Robbins always teaches, repetition is the mother of skill. So make sure that you give yourself, just like shooting free throws, the more times you're on camera, the less you actually are conscious of it. But then go back and look at your videos and polish and perfect. I mean, there's a reason that I move in. There's a reason that I'm moving around. I'm trying to keep brain stimulated, but at the same time, provide information. Because if I get stiff, I know I'm going to be boring to people. And the last thing you want to do or can afford to do is be boring. So provide really valuable information, get over your fear, and start doing things like making eye contact with that camera, because that develops relationships.
Wow. Valuable information to give, right? That's important. Get over your fear and make eye contact. 3 really simple things, and then repeat. Keep practicing, keep going. And to your point, right? Move around, move in, move out, change your voice, change your video, right? Different stuff.
Tempo is important, right? Even tempo in real life is important, because in real life, like, listen to Phil, you guys. When we're listening to Phil, what does he do? He gets excited, right? He starts bouncing around. Next thing I know, he's speeding up. And now I'm getting more excited. Like, I find your energy contagious. And in a sales context, you already know that a buyer that does not have an emotional connection to the salesperson, that does not have an emotional connection to the product or the solution, will not buy. So make that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. Share your energy, share your enthusiasm.
Yes.
That comes across as confidence, right?
Yes. And then when you are submitting a proposal, think about this. When you're submitting a proposal and you're a salesperson, the people that you're trying to influence, like in most contexts, people send a PDF and they wash their hands and then they get emotional about it. Like, okay, now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait. And then if they don't reply back, I'm going to get insecure about it. What I want you to do instead is to realize that that person that you're trying to influence, your internal champion, still has to go down the hall in their office and go into one of those rooms and start educating and influencing their team, because we don't make buying decisions on our own anymore because we're all scared about losing our jobs. Instead, what I want you to do is provide that inside champion the right video where you provide an overview on the project. You get fired up, you make eye contact, you provide clarity and certainty, and you show them how helpful you're going to be. Because what's going to happen, and Phil, I teach this on the stage when I'm speaking, because I show the text messages that prospects reply back to me with. And the number one word when I send them a video before they walk down the hall to influence their team on doing business with me, the number one word they send me is love. Oh, I love you. Oh, this was great. You made my life so easy. Because they're going to walk into that room and they're going to play you. And who's a better representation of the value of doing business with you than you? And your internal champion will not be able to communicate you with the right level of certainty, clarity, and emotion than anybody else.
Absolutely. So important, right? I mean, we want champions to be able to stand behind that and say, yep, that's my guy. That's my gal. That's the reason I'm buying, not, well, Todd sent me a really nice PDF.
Yes.
And, we got 7 other ones and they're really good. So, yeah. Hey, boss. Yeah, this project really important to me.
Would it be helpful if I shared my screen to show you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tracking. Give me a second. Fill air for a moment, Phil.
Yeah, fill some air. So, yeah. So, hey, so here's the thing, folks, right? I'm training salespeople all day. Most of them are scared to death about video because they haven't done it. But here's the thing, right? Todd talked about repetition. Here's a quick way to repeat, right? Hold your phone up and practice talking to your phone. Send it to your mom, send it to your dad, send it to your sister, your brother, your loved ones, and just say, hey, what emotion am I sharing on this video? Just right away, right? And just get that out of the way. Shoot the first 20, 30. I mean, 2018, Todd, I shot 1,000 hours of video.
No way.
Man, because that's all I did, dude. I did a terrible job in my business, but boy, did I shoot a lot of video, man. It was crazy, right? And that seems like a lot, but a lot of that was video coaching, right? Video training. I shot podcasts. I did a lot of stuff. So, Todd, you got it back in there, buddy. You want to share? Hit the share screen there on the bottom.
Let's
see what you got, brother.
All right, let me pull that up. Share screen. All right, cool. applications. There we go.
Pow, baby.
All right. So what I want to show you is, and by the way, I know this application we're on, so I'm going to just show you static slides. Normally I would punch through and you'd see motion and animation. I use this app called Soapbox by Wisty. I told you it costs $300. Can you see this, Phil?
Yes, sir. I see your inbox.
All right, cool. In my inbox, up in the top right corner, I can click on a video camera and it pops up me and my camera. So I can now go between slides. And what I'm doing is I'm showing and telling, which is super persuasive. And within 10 minutes of me sending the prospect my proposal video, I got back, "You rock, thank you." And then I started looking on the back end, and you can see here, oh, this is a $1 billion company in Canada. You can see people are starting to plow through. These are all different people plowing through my video that are on her internal committee to review who the right vendor is going to be. And then you can see on this side, they watch, this individual watched 98%, this one watched 99% and 93% and 95% and so on. And earlier I told you that that's an indicator of buyer's interest. And within 2 hours, I got the next message. "Your video sold them. Totally made my job simple. So awesome. I'll be sending you a contract in a couple of minutes." Boom, right? That's how an inside salesperson becomes a guru inside their office. People start throwing parades for them, but all you're doing is making sure that you're packaging your information and providing it in the easiest to digest way possible, and that's video.
Awesome. So let's two things about that. One, more than 80% is really your goal, right? You want them to see 8 out of 10 minutes if you got a 10-minute thing, right? About 80%, right? And if they don't see any, you might want to call your person up and just let them know, right? "Hey, by the way, I noticed Todd didn't watch any of the video."
I do this all the time.
Right? Because here's the thing. I don't want the person that didn't watch my video to be an influencer.
Right.
I want that person to get a shot of that, right? They're super busy. "No, I'm not interested." Hold on. They didn't even look at the proposal. Let's be clear, right? So when we say that, and we then equip our champion to then say, "Hey, hold up. I get that you say no, but what part of the video did you not?" Right? I don't want to call them on it, but I do want to say, "Hey, so what part of the proposal did you not like?"
Right.
Because as soon as you do that, right? As soon as you do that, now you give your champion back control, and we get some opportunity there. But that's where you need the stats.
Yes, without a doubt. And then sometimes I'll even screenshot their team to show them how engaged their team was in this information. And then I'll reply back and say, because I'm selling these services, I will say, "Wouldn't it be valuable if your sales team had access to all this information?" Right? Boom. I mean, look, what we really have to do is break out of our inside sales role and put ourselves in that other company's office and show them how helpful we're going to be. And once we do that, we show and tell, we develop a relationship. People buy más rápido. And before we know it, we actually have a lot more commissions rolling in, and it's a game changer for all of us.
Wow.
Hey,
great way to differentiate. Yeah, go Ted.
What percentage of, I just saw these stats, what percentage of proposals get won?
I don't know.
What's the win
20%?
rate?
20%?
The national average on proposals that become wins is 47%. Oh, excuse me. 53% of the time the proposal fails. And I think that's actually significantly higher than what I expected, but it's across every industry. So as you become more difficult, your product or service or your buying process becomes longer, your number goes down. But think about working from now until the 4th of July and having that whole first of the half be losses and the whole second half being wins. What if you could just become a better winner, more persuasive, and close more frequently? It changes everything, including your complexion.
And the amount of hair you have, right?
Yeah, right.
Keep that. So great point, right? If we're going to send out a proposal, isn't the goal to stand the best chance of winning? I mean, that's what I want. I don't want to lose, man. I'm not sending out a proposal for fun here. I want to win that darn deal. That's important. So video helps that. So Todd, what do you estimate? I mean, I'm not looking to hold you to a number here, but what do you think? How much of a game changer is video?
Well, when we started drinking our Kool-Aid, by using video in our sales process, we started to see a dramatic increase in the win rate. And now we might be up in a much higher percentage, in the 70, 75% win rate. And what I love about this is it actually made going to work more fun, right? Because what we don't like is the feeling, because sales is a lot like dating. You have a lot of the same emotions. And what we don't like is having somebody demonstrate that they don't like us or need us or don't find our information valuable. And then we waste our time. Rejection hurts. So, all we should be doing is upping our game, providing better engagement so we can get more yeses.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. We still want the same number of at-bats. We just want more yeses.
And if we could, let's spend a moment for salespeople on relevance. I mean, we lean in when something is hyper relevant to us. So when you're on those calls and you're writing down what that prospect's goal is, and you're writing down what you think their strategy or their tactic or how they use your product, solution, or service, what you should be doing is then customizing that information back in your video so they lean in and they're like, oh my God, Phil totally gets me. Yes, this is exactly. So make sure you're preparing your follow-up videos to be much more personal and relevant and less about your normal pitch, more about their needs. And they'll lean in because you get them.
Yeah. And I would say, try as much as you can to actually use their exact words. And my buddy Phil Jones says,
yes,
and exactly what to say, because you said, and
right.
Here's what you said, right? Because you said video is your prospect's language of love. Therefore, Todd, here's a solution about video that's exactly what you need.
Yes. I actually think when you use their language, they stop thinking, have you ever done anything like this in our vertical? And they just start feeling like you're in their vertical. Yeah. So how hard is it? Like, a lot of my clients are in very complex industries like medical or life sciences or genetics or devices. And the first thing they're asking me is like, well, do you have any clients that deal with this very specific thing? But the reality is all I have to do is modify like 4 or 5 words. And then the rest of my script is pretty much dialed in. And when I modify those 4 or 5 words to their universe, all of a sudden I'm native.
Awesome. Right? Yeah. And that's all we can possibly want. Give us the best possible shot, right? Yes. So you gave us, how do we get started with this, right? Repetition. Think about valuable information, get over your fear, make some eye contact, move with that, right? Modulate your voice, really good stuff. We talked about Wistia soapbox, be more personal so you can get more lean in. But Todd, if you're going to give us one more piece of advice, one more way that we can leverage video to get more business, what would that be?
Well, I think webinars are important. I'm actually a big fan of retaining the existing work that you have. And so for me, when I think of retaining the existing work, I want you to think about what your internal process is. So that could be that you've got a replicatable process when you hire somebody. And in doing so, you can create videos for each of the stages. So when they get into stage 1, it's like, hey, welcome to stage 1. In this stage with our team, you're going to experience da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They get to stage 2, you send off your pre-recorded stage 2. Cool. In stage 2, we end up writing your video with you and then building out the storyboard, and you're going to work with the copywriter. Stage 3, we're going to come out and shoot. And so introduce people to the different stages along the way. And the reason I want you to think about that is they're the cheapest ones to sell to again. They're also the ones that are going to become your raving fans telling the world about you. But you can use these longer forms videos, also webinars, as another way to show your thought leadership. You'll see that most people that step out, like Phil and I do, we close deals at higher rates because our prospects look around and they're like, who else would I go to? They're the gurus. So the quicker you put yourself into the guru position and start teaching, the more likely people are to say yes to you. So there's a variety of different ways to use video. And for me, this might be I get 2 things to share. don't do anything with video until you start off with a digital strategy. Most people get into, myself included, I get excited and, I'm all, okay, so what are our props going to be? And like, oh, that's going to be funny when we do that. That's all happens after you lay out the strategy, because you first have to know when somebody watches that video, what action should they take? Because you got to build in that call to action into the video. So lay out the whole strategy at the beginning. And the next thing I want you to do is I want you to look at my phone. Phil, how many takes does Todd have of Todd trying to drop a knowledge bomb? And you can see that there's
probably at least 15, Todd.
Right? And there's more below.
But so wait, there's more.
The reason I want people to see that is I'm a trained broadcast professional. I used to do 4 hours of live radio every single day, 6 days a week, actually. So if I'm doing 15 to 20 takes, it's because I'm trying to get to a point where Todd is Todd, where I'm kind of just flowing in my authentic, natural self, right? But I don't do that on take 1. And I might not do it on take 10. And I definitely do not beat myself up, get frustrated, and tell myself that I suck if it doesn't happen on take 15. But I also don't tell anybody normally how long it took me to crank out that video, because all I care about is how epic it is when they receive it, how much clarity I provide. So get over ourselves and just think about what that end goal result is.
Wow. That's so wise, Todd. That's so great, man. Get over the fear of being imperfect and just keep going, right? Prepare first, right. Practice second, produce until it's good enough that you can actually let it rip.
And stop picking ourselves apart. I mean, like, I could be totally insecure about a lot of things. Need an example? I could be insecure that the bangs on my hair are really just extensions that my girl put in for me. I mean, there's a variety of things that people could be insecure about. The reality is nobody cares but you. And so the more reps you get, the more you stop caring how you look, and the more you start perfecting how you communicate. And that's where I hope everybody gets to.
Wow. Stop focusing on how, that's pretty sexy.
Yeah, they're eyelashes. They're eyelash right there. Just stick
them. Dude, I shave my eyelashes.
Right on.
That's eyebrows. Sorry. Same thing, right? So yeah, cool, man. So cool. So if people want to connect with you, right, send them, they can go to wirebuzz.com, or they can connect with you on LinkedIn. You play it all on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else?
I am a huge Twitter fan for rabbit holing on topics that I absolutely love, but I don't like to market on Twitter. It's too busy of a universe. And so I'm typically that marketer that's going to bounce to universes when they're just starting, and I'm going to be there when it builds. So when it builds, I'm like the one that's known inside the party. And I was doing that at Google Plus when Google Plus was rocking. And, and I'll just keep moving as it goes, because when that party goes down, I should be the best known person there.
There you go. Fantastic. So check Todd out, Todd Hartley at WireBuzz. Super smart guy, super grateful for all of his insights that he gave us today on how we can use video to get more leads, close more business, and have more fun. Todd, you're the bomb.com, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. Thanks for being with us today.
It's my pleasure, Phil. Thank you.
You're the best, man. Thank you so much.